Hello, I'm One I Am. I'm an esoteric subject matter author. I write on subjects that are said to be occult and not easily understood. I think I do a pretty good job of making the subjects that I write on easily understood to most. I'm an 9+ degreed initiate, ADAP, sage of the ancient mystical order of the Rosy Cross. So I've spent a lot of years training in study and going over universal law and how it works and how to use it, so to speak, to your advantage and everything. So, I'm pretty well versed in what is known, and what's even greater is that I've had my own initiation into self-knowledge. And I write to share that knowledge and to bring about a better world. My subject in this video is God, power, sex, magic. And I know you want to get right to it. You want to get right to the sex and into the subject matter that we're dealing with. But there are some bridges that have to be built before we can actually get to the subject, the God, power, sex, magic. Certain bridges that have to be built so that you can understand what I'm talking about and what I'm saying in this video. So be patient with me. I'm going to try to get through this video as fast as possible, this lecture as fast as possible, because I do have an inclination to be a little long-winded and to get comfortable and, just talk to you and make my videos, long, 2-3 hour long videos. But I want to make this one a lot shorter. Some places I want to put it, and they require shorter videos. So I'm just going to kind of run through things, and hopefully you can keep up and understand where I'm going with all of this. Okay. First, we need to establish that the universe is an energy arrangement. It's made of energy, although it appears to be solid and steadfast. It's an energy arrangement. If you look at the periodic table of elements, this is the periodic table of elements. These are all the elements and etc. known and some unknown that make up the universe, that make up the things that are within our perception. They all have, a symbol, and they all have like atomic numbers and atomic weights. They're all made of atoms and particles and etc. of energy particles. So what we're talking about, even though things look solid and steadfast and everything is under rule, what we're actually talking about is an energy arrangement under rule. And the rules are what make it pop, what make it steadfast, and what make it what make you able to interact in it and to move around and to live in the energy. You understand? It's the rules make it solid and make it pop. It's information under rule. Just energy. Okay? And as you know, like water, for example. Water. H2O. You know, we're talking about two hydrogen atoms and an oxygen atom. And, you know, when they combine those two elements, they make up the molecule water. And you know, several billions and trillions of that come together and make a substance. You know, the appearance of a substance. It's still all energy. And so is every other element is energy. So what we're looking at when we talk about the universe, when we talk about ourselves, and etc., it's an energy arrangement. It's an illusion of sort that we're able to move around in and to interact with through perception, through sense perception. Now, you may have heard of the law of attraction, where it says that the things that you think about and that you focus on, you attract into your life. You attract those things into physical reality. They're manifested. And there was a book out called The Secret. It's still out. There was a movie, The Secret, and other things related to the law of attraction. And yes, there is a law of attraction. The secret is not the law of attraction itself. There's a secret behind the secret. And the secret behind the secret, the law of attraction, is that the whole universe is mental. It's a mental machination. And it's made of an energy of sort, an undefined energy. Okay? It's an intellect, so to speak. And under rule, this energy can form things and make a world for itself to move around in and to function in. Okay? And the law of attraction is the belief that positive or negative thoughts bring about positive or negative experience into a person's life or whatever, you know, the thoughts that they're having and the beliefs that they have. And this is true. This is very true. Now, there's a book out called The Kabbalion, and it has principles, natural law and principles that come from way back, like ancient Egypt, and before that, you know, from Atlantean civilization. These natural laws and principles about the world that we live in. Okay? And these laws and etc., they coincide with physics, because you're talking natural law, you're talking physics as well. So when you get into quantum physics, which is like the esoteric world of spirituality, is an invisible world. Quantum physics proves that matter is actually energy, and there are no absolutes. And at the atomic level, matter doesn't even exist with certainty. It only exists as a tendency to exist. So it's like a lot of potential energy, like dark matter. This is potential, like 99.9% of the universe is dark matter. It's just the potential to be something, but it's there in its state of potentialness, ready to be used, ready to be put into material reality when it's called upon, when and if it's called upon. Quantum physics says that as you go deeper and deeper into the workings of the atom, you see that there is nothing there, just energy waves, a kind of miniature tornado which emits waves of electrical energy. So you've seen models of the atom with a nucleus and electrons spinning and protons and etc. spinning around the atom. And this is what they're saying, that there's a lot of space within an atom between the nucleus and the electrons, probably as much space as between the planets, the sun and the outer planets and etc. that are orbiting the sun. So what we're saying here is that this is an energy arrangement. Physically speaking, scientists know this is an energy arrangement, and on this spiritual level, we know that this is an energy arrangement, and it's all mental. It's perception, sense perception is what we're speaking about. Now, I mentioned the book, The Kabbalion. The Kabbalion is like these ancient laws of nature, the ancient principles of nature, and it tells a person, inside this matrix of energy, how to function, inside the workings of the matrix, how to move around, how to control the situation, how it actually works, the laws and the principles that make it pop and that make it work. The Kabbalion, it's the art of hermetic alchemy, and it deals in the mastery of mental forces and rather than material elements. How we try to master the material, with hard work and putting the hammer to the nail and just the way we do things on a physical level, by not using much spirituality or much mental input. You know, we're a lot more like physical in the process. But the Hermetic laws are given to make us more mental in the process, because the process, the complete universe, is an energy arrangement of the mind, the divine mind. And the way that we should be operating in this process is mind over matter instead of matter over mind, and the mind and the matter side by side. It shouldn't work that way. It shouldn't go that way. It should be mind over the matter. So the mind is controlling the matter instead of the other way around, where the matter is kind of controlling the mind, which is the way we have it now. Now, the Kabbalion talks about the principles and the natural laws that make this thing work. And the first principle of the Kabbalion is that the all is mind, the universe is mental. This is a mental arrangement of energy. It's mental, and it's an energy arrangement, the arrangement of an intellect, a divine intellect. Okay? And the all is mind. And you can flip that and say the mind is all. And that's the main thing. That's like the whole thing. The whole of the issue is that this is all mental, okay? And it's a mental process, and it should be controlled by the mind. The matter should be controlled by the mind. And I'm going to show you the book, the Kabbalion. This is the book, the Kabbalion. It's Hermetic philosophy by three initiates. And, there's other laws in here and principles. If you can't get your mind around the fact that this is all mental and not physical, okay, then you have to deal with the other rules and principles and everything. You understand? And try to work within the process through other means than the principle first rule, which is that the all is mind, the universe is mental. Okay? So if you can, get this book, the Kabbalion, Hermetic philosophy, and start to study this book. And also, I've wrote a book that goes along, well, you could say side by side with this book. But this book was written earlier, and consciousness has expanded somewhat, and I've added more than was said in this book about the makings of this illusionary mental machination. I've said more in my book. My book is Living the Dream. Living the Dream by about when I am me. And it's about living in this illusion and how you can get to know it and also control it. And that's what this book is about. So, get the Kabbalion. Pick up my book. You can pick up my book, Amazon.com. You can also get the Kabbalion on Amazon.com. But mainly, what we want to talk about is manifesting, okay? And God, power, sex, magic, okay? And when we're manifesting, what we're talking about is bringing something into your life through attraction and belief. You're able to manifest something mentally. This is an energy arrangement. It's mental, and it should be able to be controlled by you mentally. You should be able to get the things that you want and desire through mental practices. Not busting it real hard, not a whole lot of physical work to get things done, and back breaking, bone breaking, just doing hours and hours of work and busting it on the physical level. This is not mind over matter. This is matter over the mind. You want to manifest something, you want to do it mentally. And the way that you do it mentally is through visualization in your mind, drawing a picture of what it is you want, and then believing in the picture that you have drawn in your mind. And that's basically what manifesting is, putting your will up on the energy that makes up the universe. And the reason why you can put your will on the universe and on this energy that makes up the universe is that the mind is all. That's all there is. It's the mind and its mental machination, which is the universe and its workings. Okay? And the mind is the divine spirit that is in the workings of the mental machination, and also the mental machination is in the mind. So it's like as above, so below. As below, so above. It's yin and yang type thing. So you should be manifesting mentally, because a human being is the mind, which is the creator, which is all there is. A human being is the mind in the flesh. You understand? The very mind that created the entire universe in itself and of itself is in the flesh. That's what a man is. That's what a woman is. So the man himself is a god in the flesh. The woman is a goddess in the flesh. A goddess. And they both have intense creative power, in the mind, being the mind in the flesh. And they should run this thing and rule it by mental means, because it's a mental machination. But instead, people are locked into the physics and the illusion and the rules in the process that make it pop, not understanding that they are the masters of the process and that they can break all the rules, they can bend the rules, they can make new rules, and they can change the process however it is that they will. Even if you look in the Bible and etc., the mystics that wrote the Bible, they wrote all kinds of things into it about faith, belief. Jesus, Luke 17:19, and he said unto him, Arise, go thy way, thy faith has made thee whole. So he's saying that it's not me that made you whole, when he does his healing and his works or whatever. It's not me that did it. It's your faith, your own faith, that made you whole. Luke 8:48, and he said unto her, Daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith has made thee whole. Go in peace. So it's her faith that has made her whole. It's her own power, her own ability, and her own mind that makes her whole. Luke 17:6. If you had the faith of a grain of mustard seed, you might say unto the sycamore tree, Be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it shall obey you. And this is true. If you had just a tiny bit of faith, belief, and understanding of this process, you could say whatever you will, and it would be done. It would be done. All you have to do is say it, visualize it, and believe it, and it's done. Just like that. You are God in its own process. God in the flesh. That's what a man is. That's what a woman is. You understand? The way they have it now, through church and etc. and different religions, they have men which are God in the flesh on their knees praying to something outside of themselves and something bigger than they are. They have separated the God from itself through a process of not being conscious of itself. So inside you got God inside the process, in man, in flesh. God in flesh. But not knowing that it is God inside of its own processes and going through all kinds of miseries and tragedies and just bad life and etc. Another scripture, Jesus, he said that Matthew 17:20, he was telling them that because of your unbelief, things didn't happen for you. But verily I say unto you, if you have the faith as a grain of mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Nothing is impossible to God. And a man and a woman is God in the flesh. And this whole energy arrangement is the arrangement of God. You understand? It's your process. It's you who's behind it. It's you who must awaken to your being and to the fact that you're in your own process, turned around, upside down, sleeping as a personage in your dream. You are, as I've said here, you are living the dream. You're living the dream. And this book is written to awaken you to the fact that you're living the dream. And the things in it will help you to realize yourself and to come into your full power. Okay? And I'm going to tell you, the church and religion and etc. and all these things were put together by powerful mystics and people from the past that knew the things that I'm talking about, and they were the educated of ancient times, the magicians, the wizards, the shaman, the scientists of old. They collected the wisdom of the world and they brought it to the ignorant masses and etc. in allegories and in parables and in different stories and etc. And they taught these things in temples, and that's where people used to get educated, in sacred temples and etc. And the shaman and etc. They knew the power of working with nature and working mentally, and they would use different potions and different things that they smoked and etc. to get high, which is to get closer to God, closer to their own inner being and their own self, to lock out so much of the illusionary physical noise, and to get into deep psychotic trance and to get into mental alchemy and mental mutation of this process and etc. Even like the Native Americans, they used to in times of drought, they would have a dance that they would do, bring out the drums and the pipe, the peace pipe, and the pipe, and just smoke and do the dance and to call for rain, in this time of drought. And the dance was powerful. The dance was mind over the matter. And they called the dance a rain dance. And they would dance and call for the rain and visualize the rain falling. Okay? sure enough, the rain would manifest, and within a few days, sometimes sooner, the rain would pour from the sky and end the drought. And this is just an example of the mind over matter. There's examples in the book of the Pharaoh's magicians. You know, when Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh to get Pharaoh to let the Hebrews go. Moses had Aaron throw down his staff, and the staff turned into a serpent. You know, across the floor, turned into a serpent. And the Pharaoh was not impressed. He said, I have magicians that can do the same. And he called his magicians, and they threw down their staffs, wooden staffs, and their staffs turned into serpents as well. So the magic of the magicians was on the same God level as that of Aaron, and Moses, who was supposedly said to be sent by God. You understand? This is all the story is telling you, that everybody they were working mind over matter. You know, the Egyptians moved stone and different things, mind over matter, because you're not actually moving the stone and the weight and etc. of the rock and etc. What you're moving is the information in the mind. You know, the information has a lot of values, you know, as far as taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound. These values are being projected. But you can change the values before the projection. You understand? That's why Jesus says, if you had the faith of a mustard seed, you could tell this mountain to be removed from here and be somewhere else, and the mountain would move. You understand? Not that the mountain would get up and move, but that the information would change according to your will, and the mountain would appear somewhere else, wherever it is that you wanted that mountain to be. Because the energy obeys the commands of the mind. Okay? It obeys the commands of the mind. And you are the mind in the flesh. In the beginning, they say, God said, let there be light. Let there be energy to form the world and the universe, and etc. And there was light. This is the mind, the intellect calling for the power and the energy to form the things that make up the universe. Okay? And the mind instilled itself in the flesh. The mind is in all there is. The mind is all there is. Okay? But its highest form and expression is in the flesh as man, as woman, and the creative power of the two together, joined. This is the power of God in the flesh. And as I was saying about the church and the mystics that put together the Bible and etc. And they took, you know, the stories of nature, and they brought them down into like a simple form, so that the ignorant masses could understand it better, and we can have a better society under rule and under law and etc. Like, for example, the sun and Jesus is the Son, right? And then he has his 12 disciples, and that's actually the sun of the solar system, and the 12 constellations, and the zodiac, Aries and Pisces and Leo, and those things brought down, and these things have some rule and some charge over our lives here in the matrix, in the illusionary matrix, which is energy under law. It's under rule. And they know that the woman, is a goddess. And in church is not about, the worship of Jesus and the Virgin Mary and etc. This is your church. This is your church. This is what they worship. Okay? This is what brought us into being, how we got here through the woman, through this holy temple, this holy vessel. And when you go to church on Sunday, this is what you go to worship in and to worship about. And this is that creative energy and force that men bow down to, that men have to and should respect and have to respect with great admiration for that goddess through which we all came to experience this matrix of illusion, this mental matrix of illusion. And even if you look at a cathedral, the cathedral door, it's made in the form of the Yanni symbol type, and it even has the ridges all the way out, the ridges of the inside walls of a goddess, and etc. And when you're walking into that temple, you're going into the Holy of Holies. You understand? And the worship is about the female. It's about the goddess and her creative power, and not so much about her son, and her son, is the birth of the sun and the constellations and etc. And back further in antiquity and everything, the temples and etc. used to be about sex temples and the creative forces. You could see some of the walls of the Hindu temples. They got busy, things were things were of a sexual nature and etc. Not of a nasty, freaky nature. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that type of thing, but it was about the creative power and the union of divinity, male and female. And there were times when people, went to temples for sex and etc. and for intercourse. This took place in temples where there were women. They weren't called whorehouses or anything like that. They was understood that this was a healing event, and things that were going on. And it was about the Yanni. You understand? The Yanni and the creative power of the Yoni. And that's the Yoni sign. And you will see many Masonic individuals make the Yoni sign. And many individuals and leaders of religions make the Yoni sign. And their whole process used to be maternal, as far as gods and etc. And the earth and nature. And like I said, mind over matter is what it's all about, and the creative power of men and women being their true selves, God in the flesh. Right now, this thing is kind of running you instead of you running it. So you need to wake up to your being inside the process. You understand? And like the natives used to do, like they would do a rain dance and make it rain. You understand? You can make anything happen. You can do anything inside of this process. You are the mind in the process. And it is responding to what you think and believe and manifesting according to your beliefs. That's what you're getting. That's what your life is today. Your life is what you believe, what you understand, what you're calling for. Okay? Now, as far as the ring dancing, etc., nowadays, to show you how backwards we are, the rain dance has become something that sisters do at the booty club. You understand? It's no more about mind over matter. It's entertainment of an adult nature, where people are throwing dollars around. It's sad, okay, that the consciousness is there at that level, and an awakening is necessary, okay, to get the rain dance back to what it was, and to get the God back over the matter, the mind over the matter, instead of the matter being over the mind. You understand? And there's a lot of creative power in visualization, visualizing what it is you want, and then believing it. That's how you send a command to the energy to manifest what it is that you want, by visualizing strong pictures in your mind, and then believing in the pictures that you visualize in your mind as if they are done, and they are done when you visualize them in your mind and you say that they are done and you believe them, because you are God and the master of the energy of the universe. A man is God in the flesh. A woman is God in the flesh. Do you understand that? And what I wanted to talk about was God, power, sex, magic. And this is, I'm going to get straight to the point. God, power, sex, magic is about manifesting and putting even more energy into the manifestation, into the creative power of manifesting, going into the mind and infusing it with energy, and then releasing the energy into the ether in order to manifest even stronger, okay? to manifest even stronger. And it's about when you come together with, when a god comes together with the goddess, and they meet at that root chakra, at the root chakra. I don't know if you can see that. At the root chakra, which is the bottom chakra. And they're building these energetic forces at the root chakra, and the energy is climbing the chakras as they come together in love and in the passion of sexual intercourse. The energy is climbing to the crown chakra, where the mind is, where the visionary is taking place. Lots of energy, and it's built up. And when that sister opens up her holy temple and allows a God, when that goddess allows a God in, and she has that God gripped up, she's built to get it out of you. She was made to get it out of the God, the goddess. She's got him gripped up in hot oil, and she's stoking, and they're stoking and stoking, and the fire is building, and the energy is building, and it's just an incredible fire between the two, and they're locked into the embrace and the love of it, and the feeling of it is heaven. It's heaven on earth. It's heaven, and the energy is building, and it's climbing, and it's climbing, and it's rising like a serpent to the crown, all of this energy. And as you're feeling, the brother goes, oh God, and the sisters, oh Jesus, I'm coming. And this energy is increasing and it's incredible. And then there's the release of all of this energy. Oh God. Okay? Oh God. And right now it's being lost in the ether with nothing, with no thoughts behind it, with no magic being applied to it. Do you understand? When you should be visualizing what it is you want, whether it be wealth, whether it be health, whatever it is. Visualize while you're in the act of sexuality, and let the energy climb, and apply that energy to your vision and belief and explode in it. And let it go out into the ether and use the power of sex magic. God power sex magic. And let it happen. And let it be. And this will supercharge your manifestations. You understand? And make them come so much faster, so much quicker. And that's the gist of this message, is that you have to wake up to your being inside of your own process. Get into your own creative forces, and etc. And have it as you will. You understand? Have it as you will, so must it be. Instead of rolling with the punches as they come and then thinking about things as they are, which is only fueling the same circumstances over and over. When you could change them, when you could empower yourself by using mind over matter, be the God in the flesh that you are. Get into God power sex magic. Get into yourself. Visualize. Create in the mind and believe it. Create a better world. I'm what I am, and that's my message for you.